Good evening, everyone. It's been just over a week since I lost my mummy, Jacinth Patricia Johnson. The truth is, there is so much I want to say, but even these words can't truly capture the depth of your impact on me, my siblings, and the world you left behind. You were the definition of a strong woman, one who believed with every fiber of her being that circumstances don't define a person. You taught us that no matter where we started, we had the power to shape our own future. I remember when Daddy migrated, you carried the weight of the world on your shoulders, but you never let us feel it. You worked tirelessly, trying your hands at everything, selling clothes, yams, anything you could to provide for us. Tama and I were right there with you, tagging along, watching, learning, admiring your resilience. You did whatever it took, always putting us first. Education was everything to you. You believed that knowledge was the key to our future. And you made sure we had books in our hands at all times. We had so many books that we needed a bookshelf just to hold them all. I can remember Gio and Pinky took it to a whole nother level. They read everything in the house. I remember when the Harry Potter movies came out, basically they were banned in the house because in their eyes, they didn't match the books exactly how they had read them. That was the kind of home you built, Mom. One filled with learning, discipline, and love. And speaking of discipline, Mummy, I was terrified of you, but in the best way. And although you're no longer here, that's what I want to focus on. You never let us slip. You never let us settle for less than our best. You demanded respect, but you gave love in equal measure. I will never forget the moment I had to tell you that Laura, my wife, my girlfriend at the time, was pregnant with my first son, Jaden. Imagine this. I was a 25-year-old British Army soldier who had been to war, been to Afghanistan. But nothing made me more afraid than calling you with that news. I even tried to come up with an excuse. I think I remember saying something, like I was watching a movie and Laura just fell on me and got pregnant. When I finally found the courage to tell you, your response was classic, Mummy. Why didn't you use protection? And then for some reason, I was shocked at first when you said that. But then you said, anyway, I raised all of you to know the difference between wrong and right. Now I expect you to step up and to be the best father in the world. That was you, Mui. You were firm, no nonsense, but deep down, we knew how much you loved us. And even though you acted upset, at times, I knew you were secretly happy and proud to be welcoming a grandchild. For the last 17 years, every time I visited, I could count on one thing. That one thing was my breakfast. It was like a, Hotel Rio Ocherios buffet style breakfast right at home. No matter how early I woke up, you were already in the kitchen making sure we had the best meals just the way we liked them. But in 2022, reality hit me hard. I saw how much weight you had lost when I visited, and for the first time, I felt a shift with regards to your health. One particular moment I remember going to Albertown to buy breakfast. I think it was at the Juicy Beef patty shop. When Bull, everybody know Bull, I think some call him Saskia, I'm not sure, saw me. He didn't even ask how was I doing. He just looked at me And I remember him said, Gibbon, your mommy is really sick. Because I know there's no way if she was okay, you would be here, out here buying breakfast. That was the kind of mother you were. Even the community knew as long as you had strength, your children would never go out looking for food. You weren't just a mother to us, your 8 children. You were a mother to your siblings, extended family, and the entire community. You were the voice of reason, the pillar of faith, and one who never tolerated slackness, as we call it in Jamaica. And mommy, you loved life. You loved colors, and green was your signature. If it could be painted green, you painted it green. And when it came to outfits, hats were a must for church. It didn't matter if it was a simple Sunday service or a special occasion. You were always dressed with grace and pride. And if Medan or I was visiting from England, you made sure to demand a new hat. You were a serious woman. Nobody could deny that. And at times, people may have misinterpreted your strictness. But those who truly knew you understood the love behind it. And when you smiled, mommy, you lit up the room. That smile reminded us that beneath the discipline and the high expectations was a heart overflowing with love. And you had a way with words. Definitely. I can remember you always say, if we ever did something wrong, you were the first to call it out. You would say something like, if you weren't among the crows, you wouldn't have got shot. You always made it clear. Anything you do, make sure you are the leader. If you're going to get in trouble, let it be because you were leading, not because you followed your friends. But better yet, don't get into any trouble at all, because I know I am not the one following any one of you down to police station. In fact, I'll be the first one taking you down there myself. That was you, mommy. Principled, disciplined, and firm. It was her way or the highway, especially if you were living under her roof. My younger brother Gio can tell you all about that. She would regularly cuss him out, but when I visited Jamaica, she would be making sure he had clothes and shoes. She would tell me, don't take that back to England, leave it for Gio. That was mommy, always looking out for her children. Even after Gio had a good cousin, she was still making it sure he was taken care of, always securing things for him. And when it came to daddy, she loved him deeply. In the end, they were inseparable. If I was on the phone with her and he called, she would be like, your daddy's calling, I have to go. That just showed how she was. Growing up, I could always tell how much she loved him. And to be honest, I always believe she loved me just a little bit extra. Because for those who know, I'm a spitting image of my father. She always look at me and say, oh, you look like your father, sir. Mommy took me everywhere, all over Jamaica, selling clothes, selling yams, always on the move. Bend down, Savlamar, Spanish Town, Mandeville, Christiana. We did it all together. Those experiences shaped me. They taught me resilience and they prepared me for navigating life, especially when I first came to the UK. Personally, I don't want to be sad. I want to remember Mummy as the type of person she was. Happy, bubbly, woman of God, strong character, and wanted the best for her children. God has summoned one of his best angels here on earth. And I will forever cherish your values, your principles, and everything you stood for me. I find myself, as I'm reading this, and as me and my siblings prepare to put Mummy to rest, I keep asking myself, what would Mummy do in this situation? But guess what? We as a family, we will do our best, but we know we will never get things exactly as how Mummy would have, because there always will be one Mummy part, one Miss part, one Auntie part, one Nana, one Jacinth Patricia Johnson. Rest well, Mummy. You will forever be in our hearts, and I know myself and my siblings will do everything to make you proud. Rest in peace, Mummy. I love you. Until we meet again.